Morning and welcome, my dear students of class 11. Today we are all returning back to our classes, but as things stand, we are meeting in a different way, through virtual way, and for some time we will be teaching online through this particular way. I do hope that all of you are safe and sound. Those who have returned back to our school to join classes 11, I welcome them back, and I'm very happy about it that you all have come back to our school to continue with your classes. I know a few days on your results will be out. Some of you, not all, some of you must be a little bit anxious to know the outcome of your results. Anyway, that we leave to the board. Whatever they decide, I think is the best, and it will be in the interest of our students, and I think that everyone will be satisfied after getting their results. Anyway, I'm here to teach you English. I will not be taking both the Englishes. I will be taking your English literature, and that too in the commerce section only. When school reopens, whenever school reopens, other teacher will take the science. I will be taking the commerce section only. But for now, through these classes, I will be teaching all of y'all, and I do hope that after taking admission, you all have gone and got your books, because without much delay, we would be starting serious studies no matter what, and I hope that as time passes, we will be get more familiar with this way of studying. Now, in the onset only, I would like to tell you all that English literature is a little different than what we had done in class 10. Same pattern, same type of books. We have our first book, again the drama by Shakespeare, The Tempest. You all will be doing this particular drama. You all have done it the abbreviated way in class 8 or 9 or whatever. But here, like class 10, we will be doing the complete play. From The Tempest, class 11, students of class 11 will be doing Act 1, Act 2 and Act 3. Now your paper that you will be getting from now onwards, it is something very similar to class 10, has a little technical difference only. In this book, that is The Tempest, you will be getting extracts like we got in class 10, but along with extracts, you all will be getting long answers, and that will be your section A. In section B, we have a book by the name of Reveries, which is your poetry book. Okay, this is your poetry book. I hope you will have purchased it. Again, last year, the board sends the syllabus. The children of class 11 had to, in the entire year, complete 5 poems. This year, the board very graciously has cut down your syllabus. In the entire session, you all will be doing only 4 poems. Only 4. Instead of 5, you all will be doing 4 poems. The third book is Echoes. Echoes. It is your short story book, and just like the class poetry book, you all will be also covering 4 short stories in the entire year. Only 4 short stories. Last year the children had to do 5. Again, very graciously, this year the board has cut down the syllabus from 5. They have brought it down to 4. Now in these two books, that is your Echoes and in your Reveries, we will only be getting long answers. Like in class 10, in your poetry and in your short stories, you all were to attempt extracts reference to context. But in 11th and 12th, for poetry and for short stories, there is no reference to context. There is only long answers, essay-based answers. Your essays-based answers are long. That is around 2 to 3 pages. One answer will be, as time passes, I will give you the type of questions that are asked. Along with these books, if it is possible, you all get the workbooks. Workbooks are very, very helpful for the translation, for the understanding, for doing the long answers, extracts in Tempest. All of them have their workbooks. So if you'll get the workbooks also, it will be beneficial for you all. Whatever the school has suggested, you all can get that. So after telling you all about your 3 books, I will not like to waste much time. We don't have to hurry, no doubt, but since you'll have, and this is your first class attending in class 11, so we will start with some type of studies. So I will take up your first story, your first short story, that is from the book Echoes. These two I leave aside. Now, just like in class 10, I will be explaining. You won't have a workbook where you will be doing your reference to context. After every chapter, when it is completed, we will have a live session in which we will interact. We will discuss the problems and how to go about it. All these type of things we will have in that live class. But I will be teaching through WhatsApp. I will be sending these videos. You all can watch it, re-watch it, understand it. Any problem whatsoever, my number will be there, my WhatsApp number is there. Contact me personally and I will clarify your doubts, I will clear your doubts. No problem whatsoever like that. Okay, so we have our first lesson and chapter 1. It is going by the name of Salvatore and the author is Somerset Maugham. Salvatore and the author is Somerset Maugham. Now basically today I will not go into detail regarding this story. I will start it next class maybe, but I will just give you all a brief summary regarding this story. Now Salvatore is a name from South America. He grew up wherever his country was, and from a young boy he lived the life of a fisherman. His father being a fisherman, lived by the seashore, earned their livelihood through fishing, through catching fish, selling fish, and they lived a wonderful life. He grew up to be a very, very strong, healthy, happy-go-lucky human being, into a young man, and as things would have it, in his youth he fell in love with a girl, and the girl he truly loved her from his heart. But as things would happen, would be in everyone's life, no one is knowing what is to come, he had to go and join the military, and it was a compulsion. Many countries have this compulsion of joining the military. 3 years you have to dedicate to the armed forces. So hook or by crook, he had to go. His mother was very proud that he is to go. Unlike, he was engaged to this beautiful girl, but the engagement had to be put on hold and he had to go on his journey. Anyway, he goes, he serves the military, he is transferred to different places, and after some time, eventually he is transferred to China. When he is transferred to China, this is a time of war only, he had to serve there. He was very homesick, longing to come back home, and while he was in China, he very unfortunately contracted a serious disease, rheumatism. It's a disease where it is uncurable, and it's not a serious disease, not a disease where you will die, but it affects your limbs. You are not able to walk properly, you have a lot of difficulty in your joints, pain, and you are not normal. Anyway, in the army, when soldiers contact such type of disease, they are not fit to continue their service in the army, but you have to be fit, hale and hearty. So unfortunately, he was sent back home, and when he was sent back home, he was extremely happy, although he was losing his job. But in his heart of heart, he was happy to come back home, to meet up with his loved ones, his parents, his to-be wife. And the day came when he reached home. At the station, he was expecting to meet his fiancée, see her standing with the other family members on the station. But unfortunately, she was not there. His mother, father, brothers, whatever, were all there to receive him. He was very eager to know why she had not come, and eager to see her. Parents did not tell him. Anyway, he reached his home, got ready, had a rest, decided to go and meet his to-be wife, fiancée. When he went over to her home, her mother and the girl were outside there. They knew that he was back in town. Any moment he could be coming there to meet. So they were waiting for him, obviously. And very frankly, very to the face, the girl told him that she is not going to marry him because of this particular disease, because of whatever his condition is. She will be unable to marry because she needed to marry a healthy man to lead a normal life, to have a family, and all these things. He did not take it to heart. He did not blame the girl. The girl's mother was quite rude, and he decided to go back home. And his parents also knew the fact that this was to happen. And when he went back home, they all knew the outcome. He cried on his mother's shoulders, very disappointed, very sad. But he accepted his fate, and he was ready to go on with life. After some time, his mother could not see him like this, so she had in her heart, in her ways, planned that he should also get married, whatever. And coincidentally, there was another lady, not as beautiful as the previous girl that he was to marry, but okay, and she was wealthy. Unfortunately, her to-be husband had also died while serving in the army. She was also heartbroken, and she had come to Salvatore's home and had approached his parents that if he was interested in marrying her, she would be ever ready to marry him. Anyway, he did not want to disappoint his parents. He accepted their wish, but he said, I would like to go and meet that girl only. So anyway, arrangements were made, and he went to see her. She was not at all beautiful. In fact, she was ugly, but she had a good heart, and she promised that if they did get married, she would buy him a boat which he would require. She would give him a new home, her own home, with a vineyard. Vineyard is the place where grapes grow, and she gave him that assurance that she would love him. He had no option. Ultimately, he agreed to this marriage, and ultimately they were married. He led a happy life. Eventually, he had 2 sons from her. They grew up to be good, healthy boys. He loved, he adored his 2 sons. He was not that much attracted to his wife, but as time passed, he forgot his first love, and he began to love his wife and live the life of a fisherman. So, through this story, Somerset Maugham, the author, tries to highlight the fact that one should accept one's fate. Just like Salvatore, in life, there could be different people going through even more serious problems in life. But there are ways in life, ways of accepting things in life. And he basically wants us to know and to accept that whatever is given to us is given to us by God. We should fully accept the fact that it is in our interest, whatever is happening, whatever is there, and prepare ourselves to live the life God has given us. So that in a nutshell only, without seeing a win, in a nutshell I have explained this chapter. I like to explain and give you all a brief summary so that you'll have this in mind while I do the chapter. Now next video I will send is I will start the chapter, so you will have this in mind. It's a very short. There could be other things involved where I have not mentioned. That will come as the story progresses. And now, my dear students, I would leave. Meet in the next class. Goodbye. God bless.